Okay, so this is Diablo 3. I am working on getting the staff for Whimsyshire. That's required going back through this ice level a number of times. Um, yeah, we'll kind of see how this goes. I've been through this quest probably, at least 5 times. And have not found it yet. I'm actually up on Hell difficulty, but I haven't gotten through this particular quest on Hell yet, so I'm back down at Nightmare difficulty. Get rid of a little junk here before I go out. Yeah, that's the problem with this sort of game, is you get way too much junk. Let's see, where is my quest? Okay. So I'm playing a monk here, and in general I have a pretty good time with the monk, but man, there's a lot of guys. Oh boy, look at that. So right out of the bat, that is a good Diablo load of monsters. So unlike if you played World of Warcraft, you fight like a guy at a time. This is Diablo. You fight like 50 guys at a time, and so yeah, the game's a lot about figuring out sort of crowd control, like not dying horribly when tons of guys attack. Okay, so the Knight Shield I just picked up is a little, there we go. The Knight Shield I just picked up that's a yellow rarity. So the rarities in this game, like gray is junk, white is also junk. It's really not even worth picking up, maybe when you just start the game. Then, as for, okay, now these suck. Any enemy that like drops, puddles of death, green death on the ground, like the molten guys and these plague guys, yeah, they really they kill you fast. So if I die, you'll probably see me die because of like standing in some kind of crap on the ground. And sometimes it's not actually real easy to get out of it. So anyway, the item I'm looking for here, that is a part of the stuff I need to create the key to get into the cow level for Diablo 3. There's not actually a cow level, but it's called Whimsyshire, and based on, well, okay, I don't know, based on, it at least bears some resemblance to My Little Pony. There's all kinds of cutesy crap that will kill you in an instant, or at least that's what I've seen from YouTube videos. So I really want to make this item in my game to try and go there, but I have not been able to find all the pieces yet. So pieces that it requires are just random things throughout the game. So it's kind of, it shows you the power of the internet to some extent, because this is the sort of thing that, like, in the original Diablo would have just been, it would have been like a rumor, probably like the Mario World, or Super Mario Brothers minus world, but here people figured it out pretty fast, what you needed to get, where all the items were, put out some guides, that sort of stuff. So with the guides, With the guides, they tell you where you got to go, but the thing is, some of these items are fairly hard to get. They're not just like walk to this place and pick it up. It's like some particular NPC has to spawn, and if they don't spawn, you just won't get it. So, let's see, a little bit about character classes here. I've already mentioned I'm playing a monk. Monk is, as you can probably see, by the way, I'm just like jumping into these, hordes of enemies. The monk is all about, like diving right into the middle. You don't really kite anything with the monk. If you can't go toe to toe with it, just avoid it. One of the nice things about the monk is that little move. You might see, it might look like the screen's actually jumping around, and it is. And that's just like a monk ability. I've got a rune up on my primary attack that will teleport me to the character that I'm attacking. So, unfortunately there's no real animation for this. All of a sudden the screen is just over there. So initially it's kind of disorienting, like when you first start playing the game with this. It works, like once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but right at the beginning, okay, see now those green piles of junk on the ground? That is the type of thing that can kill you real fast. It seems like these enemy packs that have the enemy packs that have characters that will drop stuff on the ground. Standing and stuff on the ground will just get you killed. Yeah, like that thing. So, yeah, prioritize anything that drops junk on the ground, because that's just that's bad news all over. Okay, so I'm wandering around this map. I'm looking for a cave called the Frostfall Caverns. And this map, it can randomly spawn one of two caves. One of them's called Icefall, one of them's called Frostfall. And the Icefall is not the one you want. So the enemy that will drop the, whatever you need there, that enemy does not show up in the Icefall Caverns. You have to be in Frostfall. So, more fun if we... Oops. Okay, so there is a yellow guy. Yellow enemies are uniques, and they're generally pretty powerful. Extra health and vortex is what, if you can't see what his name tag says there. Ooh, 2 yellows. Extra health and vortex. Extra health is, pretty much as, as the name implies, it just has extra health. Vortex, though, that causes, that will let them, suck you across the map to them, which, for a monk, not a big deal. Because monks fight up close anyway. So, yeah, I imagine, if you're playing, I've yet to go through this game with a ranged character, and I imagine if you do go through the game with a ranged character, those vortex guys would kind of suck, because you're trying to keep range and they pull you to them. Yeah, for me, like I say, as a monk, the guys that really suck are the guys that drop stuff on the ground, because that is just a real good way to die really quickly. Let's see, which way do I need to go? Okay, I haven't explored this way yet. So, one of the 2 caves is actually, it has to spawn on this map, so it will be here somewhere. Okay, there's one, and it is Icefall. Okay, so that is the wrong one. So, I am going to drop this load of enemies, and probably cut it short, you know, come back here in a bit once I have come back to this this little cast here once I have actually gone, like, restarted the game and found the one I want. Okay, but let's see. Before I go, like, I picked up a few identified items. So in this, you don't have to use scrolls of identify like in the old game. So there's a shield. Here is a set of knuckles, rare bracers. You just left click on them and it goes a little bar there. It identifies them. And unfortunately, none of this stuff is really worthwhile. Okay, well, so, alright, I'm gonna go sell off my crap and then remake this game and hunt again. So, alright, I'll pick this up again when I've actually found the Frostfall Caverns. Okay, welcome back here. I've just found the Caverns of Frost, and it turns out, yeah, I got the name wrong. I called it Frostfall Caverns. It's Caverns of Frost. So this is second time through, and let's take a look and see what we can find here. Now, one of the things in here, okay, blue pack. So these guys with blue names, they're bad news. Not too bad. Okay, yellow van braces. Okay, when I'm looking for the particular monster I'm after that will drop the Whimsyshire item, you have to be a little bit careful because they will like spawn up on top here, and you should see one pretty soon as I run along here. They'll like pop right up on top and then jump down, and if you are not running right along the edge, you can miss them. So unfortunately, I can't just go through this cave. I've got to actually like run along all the edges to make sure that nothing gets by me. Because from what I've read on the internet, they can, the monster can like spawn up top and you'll never see it. So that would be really disappointing to get into these caves. Okay, see, there was one that just spawned up top. And apparently the one that when you want can just spawn right up there. Okay, so there's the thing down to level 2, but since I am trying to find some random monster in this dungeon, we're going to look through the entire thing, which can get a little boring, but we're going to do it anyway, because I want that Whimsyshire staff. Yeah, I listened to the, yellow guy, that's mortar and reflex damage. So the reflex damage, honestly, I haven't had too much problem with that. Maybe I'm not putting out enough damage to really, you know, reflect too much back at myself, I don't know. But the reflect damage part really has not seemed to bug me. Or, you know, that hasn't seemed like anything that would give me too much problem. So if I see reflect damage, okay, there is a little bit of server lag because Diablo requires you to be online at all times to play it. So even for a single player game like this, I've got to be online, which is I have to say a little disappointing, because there's nothing more annoying than like coming home from work and wanting to play a game and you can't because the servers are down, which for a single player game really bites. Treasure pygmy. Oh, this one's a treasure bandit. But anyway, basically beat the crap out of these guys. They always have some good stuff. So as you can see, they just dropped tons of stuff. I love the I love the idea of like loot pinatas like these guys. I did listen to the previous cast I'd done, and I think the game volume was a little high, and I apologize for that. So I've turned it down. Hopefully it's better this time. But I don't really feel like going back through and redoing that cast. So deal with it on the first one, and I'll try and make it better in the future here. So let's see. Off we go. Because we have to run, I have to run along the edges of like this entire cavern. So I'm kind of keeping track here of what I have run along the edge and which edge I've run along. You know, top or bottom, left or right, what have you. So yeah, more monk abilities. So I've got the Enchantress with me. That's the companion. That's the companion there. She works pretty well with the monk because I have some healing with the monk, which that's handy. So I don't have to worry about healing too much. So the Enchantress can just, you know, like sort of AoE enemies, and that works well. Characters that don't have healing, a lot of times, will take the Templar, because he can heal. And the Templar, like I say, he's a melee character though, so the monk's a pretty solid melee character, so I feel like it's better to have a ranged and a melee. I could also do the rogue, but I don't know. I just like the Enchantress better. Probably wouldn't make a whole lot of difference, to be honest. Now that third character you see in my party is that's another monk ability. That's Mystic Ally. So I have mine set up currently with an area of effect damage. That's that swirling circle you see around the thing there. It's any monster, whatever that gets in that swirling zone will start to take damage. So I like that one for big groups because Diablo is all about big groups of enemies. I got a couple of yellows here. Let's see what I got. Nothing that I care about. And let's see, ring. Ooh, that ring is pretty good. Okay. 95 dex. Let's see if I can. Extra vitality. And let's see, what finger do I want it on? Let's do that one. Okay. So, yeah, one of the other fun things about Diablo, it's an absolute loot fest, loot grind, what have you. If you have not, you're constantly finding stuff, and in reality, you're finding so much stuff that it can be overwhelming. You just get, like I have to make multiple trips back to the, to the merchants, like back to the town or your base, whichever, depending on what act you're in. It depends on whether you're in a town or in some base. But you can see, like, I started when I left here when I left the base last time. I cleaned everything out except for like this encrusted. Huh. Crafting material. I'd cleaned everything out, and now I've only got room for like 5 more things. So yeah, you just keep finding stuff and stuff and stuff, which most of it is actually like, oh hey, I might be able to use that. There's not a lot that you just look at and it's like, oh, that's junk. Well, except for white. Like if it's blue or gold, generally you can find some use for it. But all right, I didn't see anything there. So let's go down to level 2 and see if we can find something here. Whoop. Little server jump there. Tell you what, I hate it when that happens because I'm always worried I'm going to get like kicked out of my game. That'll be... Again, I like this game, but for a single-player game, it really bites that you have to be connected to the servers at all times. Because like even, a hiccup in my internet connection will kick me out of this game. And the thing is, my currently my router's kind of old, and it can hiccup at times. So once in a while I just get booted, which, yeah, I wish there was some grace period. You know, like on Steam, you don't have to be connected at all times. You know, it does log on to verify you, but oh, here's one coming out of walls. Mortar and nightmare. So the mortar is they're those things they're firing, you know, like mortars. Nightmarish, they didn't even really get a chance to use there because the nightmarish, they'll cause you to run in fear for a minute, which so if you get a pack of those with the guys that like drop stuff on the ground, that really bites because these guys can like fear you, and in your fear you can run right through a pile of you know, death on the ground and die before you've got a chance to do anything. So yeah, there's certain combinations of enemies. Like usually I do okay, but like once in a while you will get something that's just a killer, like some combination of things that they're just bad. Like there's nothing else, no other way to describe. Okay, so sepsis the regurgitated. That's a hell of a name. I love some of these names. Okay, so yellow treads. And here is a resplendent chest, so that's gotta be... And I have no play, I'm out of play, so let's get rid of... It's amazing how you accidentally pick up stuff, because you gotta click everywhere in this game. So sometimes you wind up picking stuff up that you never intended to. So, okay. Haven't seen my monster yet, so let's clear out the rest of this. And if I don't see her again, then I will reset and try again. Alright, yeah, see there, that just popped in the bottom of the screen. That was one of the things I was talking about. You gotta like hit every area of the dungeon to try and make sure that you know, any that are gonna pop out of the, well, not really roof, but the second level like that. You've got to make sure that you get all of those to spawn, because the monster that drops the item spawns as one of those, and so it can be hiding any place in the bloody dungeon. So, you know, run around the edges. So even though I've like, you know, seen all the dungeon, I've got to like kind of take another run right around the edge here, see if I can find anything. I don't think it's going to happen this time. So this makes about try number 6 that I've actually found this. I've actually run this a number more times than 6, because this particular dungeon, remember I told you there's Icefall and then this Caverns of Frost. The Caverns of Frost only spawns about 50% of the time. So I keep going back, fighting my way through, and finding that it's the wrong one. So, but I've actually been through Caverns of Frost here. This is the 6th time through. So does not look like it's going to happen here. No Whimsyshire staff for me. Because I basically have everything else I need. So, well, it's last bit here, and nope, nothing there. So, okay, there is one more run through the Caverns of Frost where I didn't find anything, but Oh well, I'll keep at it. So when I do find this, I'll try and put up some video of Whimsyshire. That'll be fun. All right. See you later.